But with 5 teams competing for those final 3 spots left here for the playoffs, let's break down what each team needs in order to lock in their spot. And it's best to know that the most important thing when it comes to those tiebreakers is the head-to-head. If multiple teams were tied, hey, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Q, and this is what's new in VCT Americas. You see, we're heading into our last week of regular season action, and we have 5 teams competing for the final 3 spots within the region. So we're going to go ahead and break down exactly what each team needs in order to qualify for the playoffs. Then we're going to go ahead and do those weekly pick'ems like we do every week with these regional wraparound videos, and then we'll break down exactly what that means for the playoff picture, kind of like we did earlier this week with the VCT Pacific region. If it's your first time through over here on the YouTube, what up? I do daily esports news, updates, and more, covering a little bit of every region when it comes to Valorant. So if you're looking for a good place to keep up to date when it comes to VCT, make sure you're smacking that subscribe button and turning those notifications on. But as far as last week's results, your boy went 4-1 on those pick'ems, only missing the 100 Thieves picks. That actually would have been back-to-back perfect pick'em weeks in the NA region, but 9-1 the last 2 weeks is pretty darn good if you ask me. Now, before we break into these playoff qualifications, I do have a question for you, YouTube. How's your sleep, fam? Do you struggle with headaches after long nights of the grind? GamerAdvantage is a leader in impactful eyewear technology that's been proven to help you sleep better, focus more, all without distorting color or comfort, relieving headaches and eye strain, all while fitting comfortably under a headset. Stay in the game longer with GamerAdvantage. Y'all see me in my GamerAdvantage frames all the time, and that's because they truly do make a difference. And when you catch me with my red frames on, though, those are the ones that have my prescription lenses, because GamerAdvantage does that too. Link is always going to be down in that description below, and when you check out, don't forget that code YoBoyCue hooks you up with that 10% discount. But with 5 teams competing for those final 3 spots left here for the playoffs, let's break down what each team needs in order to lock in their spot. And it's best to know that the most important thing when it comes to those tiebreakers is the head-to-head. If multiple teams were tied, well, then it goes to like a collective head-to-head tiebreaker, right? So like, let's say if 3 teams are tied, what's the team's record within the collective of those 3 matchups? And if everyone is tied at, let's say, 1-1, right, then they move to map differential, round differential, and then if needed, they'll go to a tiebreaker for a best-of-1 series. So that means if all 4 of our 4-4 teams, let's say, win, that would mean, since Leviatan has the only losing record amongst those 4 teams, right, they'd be the only team of the 4-4s, then 5-4s, to not make the playoffs. Anyways, let's go ahead and get down and do what it do. For 100 Thieves, it's pretty simple. You win and you're in. You've got a tiebreaker over the other 3 teams that you could tie with, for instance, Furia, EG, and Leviatan. And if you lose, you need Furia to win and either Leviatan or Evil Geniuses to lose. So quite a few ways for 100 Thieves to get in. They're probably the one team that I would say is the most secure in their playoff spots. Now, as far as your Furia and Evil Geniuses, they're also in as long as they win, but for different reasons than 100 Thieves, right? If Evil Geniuses loses, then they need Sentinels to win and Leviatan to lose in order to qualify off of tiebreakers. It's Leviatan and Sentinels who need a little bit of assistance if they're going to make playoffs, because if they lose, either team's out. It's that simple. But if they win, both teams need a little bit of help from at least somebody in order to qualify, which is so strange to think about as far as for Leviatan, since they spent pretty much the entirety of the season in our top 3 for our power rankings. Now, if Leviatan wins, they need either 100 Thieves, EG, or Furia to lose. If the Sentinels win, this is where things get a little bit tricky, right? Because if the Sentinels win, they want to get in, and EG to win, and they would need 100 Thieves to lose. So now that we know what each team needs in order to qualify, how about we go ahead and take a look at our final week of VCT Americas and go ahead and break it all down. Because other than the Sentinels win against 100 Thieves in week number 1, they've only been able to beat weaker opponents, right? And I think Furia realizes a situation that they're in where they just need to simply win and they're in, walk away with a W. So I think they're going to do just that. Now, Evil Geniuses, unfortunately, they do have this tough draw. They have to go against NRG in their last week. I don't think they win, which does mean that they're going to have to depend on some other teams here if they're going to make the playoffs. Now, I told y'all last week that Cloud9 and Loud were the 2 best teams within the region. I'm still going to stick by that. I'm going to have both of them walking away with the dub, which is super unfortunate for Leviatan to play yourself into a win or you're in situation against the top 3 team in the world. That's only going to leave us here with Mibr and 100 Thieves. Mibr might win a map, but I'm not going to give them the series. I think 100 Thieves is going to win that one there. Which has us moving into our playoffs with Evil Geniuses, Furia, 100 Thieves, NRG, Cloud9, and Loudon. That's already going to be getting started next weekend here. Kind of crazy to think that we're already through the season and into the playoffs. We'll definitely be doing a pickems bracket for the playoffs in every region once those brackets start to drop. So if that's something you're looking forward to, make sure you're subscribed down below. But I do want to know who you guys think is going to be making the playoffs in VCT Americas YouTube. Let me know down in those comments below. Remember, those comments along with those likes that y'all leave to let me know that y'all are enjoying these videos are the 2 things that help me out the most when it comes to that YouTube algorithm as we're chasing down that first 300 subscribers. But until we catch y'all over here for some more VCT action, don't forget, man, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard and love hard. All right, y'all. It's your boy Q, signing out.